So, good afternoon, guys. In today's lab of biomedical signal processing, we have a aim to perform conditional statements, loops, and matrix operation using Python. So, let's get started. So, first of all, what is a conditional statement is? A conditional statement is like a or an if or else condition. Like if you have like conditional statement in Python allow us to execute specific block of code based on whether a condition is true or false. They are fundamentally controlling the flow of the program. They are mostly of two types. First is if else statement. Second is if elif else statement. So let's go to the first one, the if else statement. This statement is generally a decision making statement. The condition in this allows us to give whether it's the condition is either true or false. There are only two options you have, either true or false. So here is the structure of the syntax of this if else statement. In this if condition you have to write a condition. If the condition is true, then the code inside that parenthesis get executed. If it's not, then it will executed the else one. So here is the flow diagram. From the flow diagram we can understand there is a conditional block is there. Is it says that if the condition is true, when the condition is true, it will follow the if block, the conditional statement we write inside if block. If it's not, then it goes to else block, and in both of the cases our code get executed. So let's goes to the second one, if elif else statement. What is different between the if else and if elif is that in if elif else statement we give many conditions. Apart from the single true or false, we can give a nested true or false. Like a condition in this you can see, if the condition one is true, then it will run the code inside the if block. Else if elif, if the condition second is true, then it will run the second code. Else, and by this way elif condition 3 condition 4 we can make many conditions. And else statement is the last condition, whether if it is not true by any condition, then only the else statement get executed. So here is the flow diagram that you can understand from. If the condition is true, it goes inside the body of the if condition if statement, and after that we get the result. If it's not, then it goes to the second condition. Take the elif. If the elif is true, then it will run the elif code condition. Otherwise it will goes to the else condition. So this is the end of the state conditional statements. Now we dive into the loops. What is a loop? Loop is a control structure that allow us to execute a block of code repeatedly until a certain condition is met. Means we repeat a code over and over and over again until the specific condition of the loop gets satisfied, and the loop can move throw us out of the loop. So there are mostly two types of loop. The first is for loop and second is while loop. The for loop is in Python is used to iterate over a sequence like list, strings, and array. These words you can later know come to know about in your experiments, and execute a block of code for each item in the sequence. So the syntax of the for loop is like for if the for the item is given, any item, either a list or string or any condition may be given in sequence, then we can execute the for loop. Just like for the example that is there, we have a list of fruits. There is apple, there is banana, there is cherry. Now for fruit, in fruits, if we for the fruits in fruits we print fruit. Now the fruit in the first place gets printed from the list of the fruits, and the code will run until the last element of the list get printed. So here is the flow diagram of it. First, The output is like, okay, any guys, anyone, in what format, space or just change of line? Three rows. Hmm. Okay. Next.
The variable name is fruits, which has three elements. So what we are doing, we are giving another variable name called fruit, and we are calling that variables fruits. See here, for fruit in fruits, from this list you just call and print the वेरिएबल नेम जो हम नया असाइन किए हैं. तो क्या करेगा ये जो लिस्ट है, ये लिस्ट से वो एक एक एलिमेंट्स को निकाल के वो प्रिंट करेगा. राइट. So it will print in three lines the three names of the like the three elements that are there in your list. Right.
So this is the flow chart of the for loop. When the condition is initialized, then it checks the condition. What is the condition here? Here inside that there is a iteration going on. Like for that, it check for the I is equals to one condition. It's there in the fruits block. Then it will print apple. For I is equals to two condition, if it's there in the fruit block banana, it will print banana. For I is equals to three condition in cherry block, it will print cherry. As why the I is not displayed, because the Python is a high end language, in that it is more user friendly, less system friendly. So we need an interpreter, and the interpreter is developed for this. So by, okay, from this only we can, if the condition true, then the loop will follow the body and it will increment, as what I say, it increment after the execution of the body. And as the condition remains there, it will then if the condition gets satisfied, it will remain repeated the loop. If the condition that terminate, it will exit from the loop. So here is the for loop flow diagram. Now while loop, how while loop is different from for loop. In for loop we know, or we just provide the number of iterations we need. Like in this case we provide only three fruits name: apple, banana, cherry. If the condition get true, then it will be followed. But while loop is an infinite loop, it will repeat it over and over until the condition is get met. If if you place wrong condition, then this loop will goes to infinite times. Like if in place of count is in place of, if count is equals to 5 I place, and I say count is greater than 5, then the loop will goes on infinity run, and it will not stop until until the system terminates it. So here is the flow diagram which I can tell is the condition true. If condition true, then it will goes to the body, and it will again goes to the condition. So it will be follow an infinite loop again and again and again until the condition gets false. In this case, like count is equals to 0. If the count state, while count is less than 5, we place count value to 0. Now we set a condition that until and unless the count is less than 5, the loop will print count, and after printing it will increase the count by 1. So as doing that, first loop it will print 0, then in second loop, first loop in it will print 0, then after that count get plus 1, it will get 0 plus 1, it will equals to 1, then it will again goes to check the condition, count is still less than 5, then it repeats 2 less than 5, still repeat, 3 less than 5, repeat, 4 less than 5, repeat. If when 5 comes, 5 is not less than 5, this condition get false, then it terminates out from the loop. Okay, so now there is a library called NumPy. Its full form is numerical Python. It is a Python library that is used for the scientific computation and the numerical analysis. And the NumPy has a wide range of mathematical function of less like linear algebra. We can apply in Fourier transform and matrices as well. The NumPy also perform arithmetic operations on array of different shape, and NumPy has application in data analysis, scientific computing, machine learning, and signal processing as well. As anyone know about what is library in coding? Yeah. Yes, you are right.
Not exactly function, but yeah, somehow it is correct. Like it has already a pre-built or predefined setup. What I can say,
Operations.
yeah, like suppose you want to do some convolution. You have a set of signal. You want to do convolution. So if you go writing the code by yourself, bit by bit, जैसे होता है convolution you have studied, right? You can do convolution by just doing this circular type by shifting one and one and then multiply and shifting and multiplying. Like if you do it manually, it will take time, right? So to make the programming easier, like a developer have made this kind of library where the things have already been written. Just you have to call that name and you can use that. So it has a set of like an predefined function, or you may say, or predefined algorithms, not algorithms, it's not called algorithm, predefined function. So the purpose of making this library is to ease the we can easily use the programming language, right? So it has a lot of predefined functions, like starting like numpy is the most basic library in the python. Everywhere, every like in every piece of code you'll find the this numpy library, and you have to use, otherwise it is a little difficult to compute anything. So rest of the like all the coding, like when the signal analysis and this thing will come, we'll use this numpy library, right?
At last, there are some metric operation that we can perform from the NumPy library. It's reshaping of matrix, appending rows and column in the matrix, deleting rows and column in the matrix, and concatenation of the matrix. So that's all for today's presentation. So thank you.